Nerdrotic.com.
Welcome back to the Nerder.
And we're back.
We're back. Let's go. Going in raw.
Let's go.
Going in raw. It looks like the audio issues are... It was Chrome, by the way. I don't know why I decided to use Chrome. Bad decision. So using something else, and it's working just fine.
There you go.
Chrome sucks. Chrome is garbage. Acolyte, Chris. So as we were saying, I'll probably, when I re-upload this, I'll put we'll edit the first half. We'll just add it on.
Sure.
Probably put some sound to those clips, but the ones that had no sound. So I'm Gary from Nerdrotic. He is Chris, he's Chris. He's Chris from Film Threat.
Or Frank Gore.
Or Frank Gore.
You prefer. Yeah,
Frank
exactly.
the Stroke Gore, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. My favorite
Looking
band,
good.
The Strokes.
The
I
Strokes.
love them.
That was a one-album wonder. You know, they wanted to
that's
sound
true.
like the Knack, and they ended up being just like the Knack. One album, like great one album, gone forever. I saw them at
But
Coachella.
that one album is so good.
It is good.
I still listen every once in a while. I listen to it. Maybe more now.
Yeah. You know what isn't good is the Acolyte. So again,
Yeah.
best of the worst episode. It's a 1 out of 10. Nothing makes sense. Characters just making random decisions that completely betray whatever the hell they were doing the previous episode or 5 minutes ago.
Right.
It's so back and forth, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say there isn't going to be an explanation. It's just gonna be May and Osha will be oppressed somehow, and they will be the good guys. And oh, by the way, everybody's dead. Everybody's dead.
I gotta say, I like that.
I did.
I like it. I was like, oh, good. They made action figures of Yord, and now who cares? You know, he's offed. Like, that was a radical thing. Unless I don't put it past him, episode 5 was a dream or a vision.
No.
And it resets and they replay knowing what they know. I'm saying I would not put him past them to make that bad of a decision.
Yeah, there has to be a good decision coming later. This is mystery box bullshit because Soul is missing through some pretty pitiful parts. Parts. I had the stroke right now. And it's contagious, motherfucker. God dang it. And the Sith, apparently they weren't extinct for a millennium. Because it's Asian Ezra Miller, who I was talking about this on my watch party, Chris, that if they had shown him, if they had showed Kylo Ren the respect that they showed Smilo Ren, he would have been a better villain. Because at least this guy was mowing down Jedi until he had a really hard time with a Padawan, who was called a Jedi Knight, by the way.
Right.
Soul calls her a Jedi. I'm like, when did she become a Jedi Knight? She's a Padawan. And their fight was the best. But he had just mowed down 6 Jedi. Got 2 at once. Right. Skewered them. Little shish kebab. That was actually cool. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give credit where it's due. There was some cool lightsaber stuff we haven't seen. And by the way, nice to see a lightsaber kill someone finally, but they still didn't. Well, yeah. Correct me. I got to ask the chat. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. In the history of Disney Star Wars, have we ever seen a limb cut off someone? An entire limb? Yes.
A limb. What?
Yeah. In Revenge of the Sith.
No, Disney.
Oh, Disney Star Wars.
Exactly. Exactly. Almost in every Star Wars movie, pre-Disney, a limb was cut off, legs, an arm, a hand, something, right?
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
we've not in Disney. So they did. I like the way that Jackie went out. That was good.
Well, yeah, you had to make sure she was dead, so they stuck her 3 times. Perfect triangle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got a Magneto helmet. That Jedi,
Right.
basically, I'm guessing it's Beskar because like lightsabers are bouncing off it.
Yeah.
That'd be my bet. I
Well,
don't
it's
really
supposed
care,
to be some
but
other kind of metal that shorts out lightsabers.
and apparently suppresses any kind of Jedi mind reading, which just kind of comes and goes. I thought
Yeah.
a Sith or a dark side of the Force is something you could just sense anyway, like from long distances. No. So the helmet blocked it, but there's other stuff we'll get into later. The problem is that this is what Disney Star Wars is. It's just reduced to a lightsaber fight that's in the dark on a set. How did this cost $180 million? But everything that was that led up to this is ridiculous. The fight after the fight, there's decisions made that are absolutely ridiculous, and it's just bad. Like, forget all the minutia, and there's a lot. There's a lot of minutia. If we just break down what happened in this episode, what made it better, well, there was less dialogue. There was a lot less dialogue to make it dumb.
I talked to you last night.
Yeah.
The first thing's like when no one was talking, it actually wasn't bad. And then as soon as the twins start talking, it's like, oh, we're back to dumb Star Wars again. But what I did love is off screen, May took her sister's clothes off naked, put her sister's clothes on, then put her clothes on her sister. That happened off screen.
After she cut her hair with her lightsaber.
Right. So the smell of burned hair, I guess. I don't know. There's just so many, but we just whatever. This is what they're doing. It's fine. But yeah, I just was thinking about that. Like, oh, I'm just gonna strip my twin down naked. Okay. That's Axel Braun territory.
Yeah.
Don't look that up.
Well,
don't look up Axel Braun.
As Mrs. Nerdrotic said, how do you screw up something with lesbian space witches? Well, they managed.
Right.
They managed. They found a way. So most of it's a fight. What it felt like, what it probably was this was supposed to, last episode and this episode were supposed to be one episode. They were both 27 minutes long minus the 1.5 minute recap and the 6.5 minute credits. Right. So it was 27 minutes long. You would have had a normal episode if you put them back to back. It's still pretty boring. And what, like, you're supposed to be like, oh my God, Jedi are dying. And I'm like, haha, look at that idiot get scared. I'm just laughing at it. And that's what it's reduced to. It's reduced to spectacle, and it's not even good spectacle. And we talked about this on Real BBC. This is what happened to Game of Thrones at the end. They just started focusing on dragon battles. And what Game of Thrones was supposed to be about is political intrigue. And when you had a battle, it was later in a book. It was huge, and it mattered. These don't matter. None of this matters. We'll get into Red Letter Media made a video. We're just having some fun with them in the title, by the way. And they made some good points. Not sure I agree with all of their points. But that's I just noticed that they spent an hour distancing themselves from both sides before they got to the actual review of the show. It was like an hour into the video.
Right. Like an hour spent saying, we're not a part of this culture war stuff. Like, look at these people fighting. That's crazy. By the way, the show's terrible. The show's terrible. The other thing is, there were lightsaber duels and people got killed in interesting ways we haven't seen before. I'll tell you this. The lightsaber duel in this episode is better than anything we saw in the sequels. The lightsaber battles between Rey and Kylo in Rise of Skywalker is the worst in all the series and the worst of the films and they're just terrible,
Well-
meaningless. They're just bouncing lightsabers off each other. Nothing happens. It's awful. So this surpassed that, at least not episode 1 though. No way as good as the prequels.
No. I mean,
Not
the
even
worst
close.
is Ahsoka. The Ahsoka is absolutely the worst lightsaber dueling there is. But it was fine. Yeah, like it wasn't
Right.
Some of the fighting wasn't terrible, but the rest of the show is, and everything that leads up to it. So it's just a lightsaber duel. Honestly,
Right.
I've seen better fan-made lightsaber duels than this.
True.
That probably
True.
had better setup. Like that when they redid the Obi-Wan facing Darth Vader fan film, like that was cooler than this.
That was cool. Yeah.
It was much
that was
cooler
really
than this.
good.
So yeah, I mean, we don't want to go too far, but yeah, like it's the starving man or woman in the desert kind of feeling. So you see some pretty lights. You see the laser pointer go up. People get entertained. It's like, okay, that's fine. That's I need a story. And again, if we just talk about the story, I don't know where it is. I like we have May,
Right.
who last episode decided this is dumb. I'm going to turn myself in and be good. And then she makes it into the Kanaka, whatever his fucking name is.
That's
Kelnaka.
it.
Yeah. And he's dead off screen, and she watches the Jedi get obliterated. Now we saw the last episode, Smilo Ren just blew them all away. And Mahler, I believe, predicted it almost perfectly. He said that you're going to wake up and the fight will be over. Like we'll get on Osha, and she'll be waking up and the fight will be over. It was almost over. It was halfway through. There was already some dead Jedi. And then we saw the rest of them get kind of dispatched and pretty easily by Smilo Ren. So the guy playing Smilo Ren isn't bad. Like, I think with better writing in a different show produced by somebody else, maybe by George Lucas or the Lucasfilm of old, he would have been a good villain. I think he would have.
Well, I will say this. He is the best actor in the show who speaks English. He is.
I was waiting for him to be like Soul's son at some point because he kept on saying, you should know what's going, we'll get to that. So dispatches the Jedi pretty easily, 5 or 6, and then like comes up against Padawan X-23 and has a really hard time.
Yeah.
Like she holds her own and gets him to run at one point. He actually runs and disappears at one point. Why? Because I don't know. It's not like she was beating him that bad and he just took off. But they needed to transition. Every time they cut, by the way, the cutaways are terrible. Like you're setting up a fight and then you go to May walking out a door and it's all the fucking wipes.
Yeah,
and it's like they want to use every wipe in their tool belt.
It's like Homer Simpson with Star Wipe. But it was the incorrect use of a wipe. A wipe is to indicate like this scene, this act is done. Not this action from cutting from one action sequence to another, intercutting. It's this sequence is done. We're now moving on to a different planet, a different setting, whatever. It was the wrong use of wipes. And there was some bad editing, like especially like something would happen. And then where did Soul go? We didn't see him. They should have done reshoots to make things clear. It was bad. So
yeah, Soul's missing. So the only thing I could think of is he got knocked out in that. And you could have fixed that by just showing him going, oh, my head hurts. But no. Like you see all the Jedi just get fucking murdered, and then I'm getting the twins mixed up. But Smilo Ren goes after Osha, right? It's Osha, and then he throws. So he starts running after her, and he throws his lightsaber that somehow it cuts down a bunch of trees, boomerangs, and it cuts down a bunch of trees, and it's Soul who comes out of nowhere. Deus Ex Soul saves her, and they fight. They go back and forth, and it was just predictably bad. But it's like, where the hell were you, dude? And you could have fixed that by showing some like a quick cut, you would have added 30 seconds, not even that, 10 seconds to your 27-minute episode to show where he was. Because that's the question everybody's asking is like, where the hell were you? Now, is it part of the plot later? Maybe. I don't know. Do I care? No. No. Obviously, Soul did something bad. They've really been pushing that Soul did something bad. And he's the last surviving Jedi. At what point, though, do you call for backup? Like, I'm sure they got a little communicator on them. And they're like, send backup. We just lost all the Jedi.
Right.
And in this world, and in the Disney Star Wars world, they can fucking just show up to a place in 5 minutes. So, but they're still keeping this secret and I think that's what they're going to go. I mentioned this with Michael Burnham, right? So Michael Burnham is Spock's foster sister, and who Spock never mentioned to Kirk ever. And the reason being was in Star Trek Discovery, they made her mission and her ship classified, as it was pointed out on the Real BBC yesterday and many times on my videos. You can't make a relative classified. You can still talk about a relative. You just can't talk about what mission that relative was on. But that's how they explained it. She's classified. Like her whole personality, her whole existence is classified. They're going to do something dumb like that. Kiadi Mundi, total asshole. And I saw the cope on Twitter, which is like, well, they never specifically said Sith. And it's like dark force user, guy running around with a mask on and a fucking red lightsaber. I don't know.
You know what his character name is? The Stranger.
The Stranger.
Right. He has no name. No name.
But he says, I guess you could call me Sith. Somebody pointed out that was just his name.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a Sith. My name is Sith. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was just a lot of fighting. But then it gets ridiculous with May, because May turned good and then submitted to Smilo Ren later when he said you were weak, and she's all, I was weak, and he lets her go. And there's a bunch, like, he could have killed her at any moment, didn't. Smilo Ren could have been killed. Soul had him, like, had a lightsaber to his neck, and they decide, this is the dumbest scene. So Soul, after X-23 dies, Soul and Smilo have hand-to-hand combat. Then he gets a lightsaber back and he holds it to his neck, and Osha says, stop! So he stops.
Right.
So they can monologue a little bit. And then you find out that he's a Sith, and his motivation is he wants to be his true self. He wants the freedom to be his true self. The Jedi and their rules on who can use the Force. He just wants to be his authentically true self. And practice.
That's such a modern thing to say. And I will say this, with all the Jedi dying, I wasn't emotionally invested. No. Even with Jackie dying, I was like, well, I don't really like these characters all that much, And the way they turned them into cops when she was trying to handcuff May, get with the handcuff thing, was like, this is dumb. Are the Jedi cops now? Is there, all Jedi are bad? Ajab. So all Jedi are bad. Right?
It is. Sorry. Joke. No, I'm trying bad to joke. So let me finish my Soul thing and we'll go back to May. We'll go back. No, it's okay. It's okay. We're kind of doing this out of order, but Soul has him dead to fucking rights. Then he monologues and he's all, who are you? What do you want? And he says, I want to be my true self, and you could call me a Sith. And then Osha tries to kill him. So why did you stop Soul from killing him? And then you tried to kill him. What they set up is those bugs that were attracted to light. I guess it's bright light, not all light. She takes her pip or whatever, her droid, sticks it on his back, and the light shines up, and all the bugs come down and take away Smilo Ren. I'm thinking to kill him when they just could have killed him 5 minutes before.
Right.
But the best part was when Soul gives up. Smilo Ren has has a lightsaber to May's head. He gets May. He's got her in a headlock. And by the way, the best tweet I saw last night was, "Oh, it's just found footage of Ezra Miller in Hawaii."
That's great. Yeah. He looks way too much like Ezra Miller.
He's
really
Asian
does.
Ezra Miller, but he's a better actor. He's a better actor than Ezra Miller. So he's got the lightsaber to her head like he's going to pop it. And then Soul gives up his lightsaber. So we have the bad guy threatening to kill the bad guy. It looks like a win-win to me. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. It's like in Blazing Saddles when Sheriff Bart like takes himself hostage. I'll do it.
Right. I love that scene.
Yes. So it was, it's ridiculous. But May is even more ridiculous because she was hiding in the hut and then she comes out in X-23 and her fight and she's back to trying to kill her. Like she was supposedly good, was going to turn herself in, then X-23 attacks her and then she's trying to kill X-23. Then she runs off. She submits to Smilo Ren and she wants to still get away with him and be with her sister. But then she doesn't want to be with her sister. She knocks her out, trades places so she can continue her revenge.
And you say trade places. She took her sister's clothes off.
And you knew this was going to happen, by the way.
Naked. And then put her sister's clothes on. Then put her clothes on her unconscious sister like she roofied her. It's just think about that for a minute. Or don't think about it.
On brand for Disney.
Yeah, exactly.
She cuts her hair because she's got longer hair in the back, right? So she cuts her hair, but identical hair in the front. Right. Been separated for 16 years. This is not like a normal haircut. Yeah. This is a haircut that takes a lot of time, but maybe they use the fucking force. I don't care. And then when she goes to Soul, and I'm gonna give him plausible deniability on this. He should absolutely sense. Osha used to be his Padawan. He knows her. Okay. And the Jedi can sense things. They can read minds if they want to. And so he pauses like a half a second that makes it somewhat plausible. But then he knows it's May. And then he turns his fucking back. And I'm like, oh, shit, no. See, what would have made that more believable is if you pause a second and then he never takes his eyes off her. Like,
yeah, I think he knows and he's just playing this out.
Yes, but you don't turn your back on your fucking enemy who wants to kill you ever. So, but I wouldn't be surprised, Chris, at all if he doesn't know. Would you?
With this writing, no.
Okay, no. Because let's say he knows. He's just leaving Osha behind and he's taking May's word that she's gone.
Right.
Oh, okay. And then they go back to the ship. And I'm assuming Soul picks up the fucking phone, the communicator, and goes, we just lost everyone. Send everyone. Everyone!
I think what we saw, is the best of the series. I don't think we're going to get any other big epic lightsaber duels. I think that's it. That's it for this. There's going to be a reveal of one of the mothers being the actual master. And
okay, cuz in his monologue, Smilo Ren says, "Oh God, this was terrible. I can't believe." Okay, so he mentions he's a Sith, and he's like, "I need a pupil. I need an acolyte." And I'm like, "Oh, right. I must be looking for some kind of acolyte." It's so bad.
They had to say the name of the show in the show. That's
yep.
Yeah.
So he needs a pupil. He thought he had one. So now he took Osha. So he's got Osha. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's some twinsy trading places thing where they enact their revenge on both sides and they're actually working together, because that would be really Disney too. And
oh my God.
Go on.
No, I just, this is the Parent Trap.
It's the Parent Trap.
The Parent Trap, which is Disney. which they remade. This is I was thinking, I'm like, why does this feel so dumb? It's because all the tropes, switching places, the dumb stuff that happens, it's all out of 70s sitcoms. It's the Brady Bunch. It's Parent Trap. It's so cheesy.
It is the Parent Trap. It's totally going to go down like that.
No!
It is.
Oh my God. It is the Parent Trap because the parents, the moms, we know that is not resolved. That is coming. So
all I can say is see what happens when you don't have a father around.
Right, exactly. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Yeah. So they managed to still make it stupid as hell. So I pretty lightsabers. Sure.
Oh, I hate yellow lightsabers. They don't look good on camera. Red sabers cool, green, blue, they look great.
You know what they belong on?
Yellow doesn't work.
Luke Skywalker's action figure from Kenner. That's it.
Yeah.
The one that comes out of his arm.
Yeah. They just telescopes out. And the point.
I used to take mine out and put the blue one in, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be because you can like pull him out of his arm and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just to make it right, you know. Oh, dude, the Parent Trap. You were so right about that. So, yeah, it's 27 minutes of basically fighting. At the end, the big reveal is so obvious. Like I even doubted myself on this one, which I shouldn't have, and it was pretty obvious. Still think there's a woman behind him. We'll find out. They set that up in the episode, by the way, because Yord mentions that, when he's fighting you, he gets in your head. Now, apparently, his force can make it outside of the helmet, but your force can't make it inside of his helmet. So I guess it's directional. His helmet's like Magneto's helmet. If I can't remember if we mentioned it in the podcast in the stream we just pulled down. His helmet's like Magneto's helmet. So the Jedi can't read or sense him or anything through it. Also, lightsabers just bounce off it.
Well, it's got a special metal.
Yeah, and it's not Beskar, I guess. So
yeah, that will actually. This is from the books, apparently.
Okay,
that will short circuit lightsabers. So
and there was that fighting style. Star Wars Theory said I don't know what it is because I didn't read every fucking book, but there's a fighting style that you use. So like cutting off the top of the hilt of the lightsaber, I think is kind of a good idea. It was totally overused in this. They headbutt lightsabers in this.
Right. It was weird.
They were shorting out and turning it. Hang on. Let's see if we can. Let's see if I can. I can't share it, but I'll be able to look at it. There we go. I'll definitely be able to look at it. So there's the helmet. Hasbro Star Wars Black Series, the Stranger helmet from the Acolyte.
I put a link in the private chat.
Yeah, I got it. I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, so they're offering it up for one of those auction sales, like the Riva lightsaber. So we'll see how it does.
Oh, HasLabs. They're doing HasLabs. Okay.
Yeah.
You can purchase the helmet tomorrow, 6/27 at 1 p.m. Eastern time from our sponsors, BigBadToyStore.com, Entertainment Earth. How much is it?
I have no idea.
I mean, the helmet looks like shit.
Yeah, I feel like you could make one. You could make a better one.
It doesn't. It doesn't look like the one from the screen at all.
No,
it doesn't. It doesn't look like the one that they actually use. It's a lot different. Let's see. Yeah.
The colors are different.
There's eye slits that I don't.
Oh, it's $99. It's $100. $99.99.
All right. Yeah.
It goes up for pre-order on June 27th.
June 27th. But it's only $100.
It's shipping fall 2025. Okay.
You get it in a year and a half.
For a character that won't even I assume he's out after this, There's no season 2 of the Acolyte. So
this is a digitally rendered image, so they haven't even made a prototype right now.
Yeah. You know what?
I mean, why bother?
I'll give you a pro tip here. I know that like Star Wars Theory has the sabers. That I have a saber line right here. It's a paper towel thing that when I was a kid, whenever the paper towel roll was done, we took these and it was a lightsaber right here and pretty much free. So get one of your Gore sabers paper. It's a paper tube. You can draw on it, get a Sharpie, make your own design. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. I'm gonna do. There we go.
Remember the lightsabers we had? It was the flashlight with the plastic thing on it that you could buy, and that's if your parents were like rich. You're like otherwise we were just fighting with flashlights. That's all we were doing.
Yeah. Every time the paper towel roll ran out, I had a lightsaber for about half a day because they don't last. But whatever. I think people will stop. I don't know that will ever get produced. If they're talking fall 2025,
it's only $100. That's a long way off. Yeah, that's a long way off.
I just think after this is done in a few weeks, not many are going to care. Especially more than a year later, you get it when people will see it and go, "What's that from?" I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I feel like if things become popular, this is what I have always loved about Star Wars fandom. It's organic. If something is popular, it takes off. If something is popular, it's made popular by fans trying to will it into existence by making their own Slave Leia bikinis. That is a thing. Doing their own cosplay, making their own props, starting the droid builders group, which is a real thing. It's a group of people that get together and they make like full-on R2 units, and they function like I know the guys that do that. It's all fan driven. That's what I always loved about the early Star Wars celebrations, not the ones now. They're too corporate. They're way too corporate with messaging and all that. And they've got the freaks there that are awful. You watch that cringe video. Oh my God.
Oh,
you guys EFAPing the cringe video. I was dying. I it was great, but I don't care. What I don't understand, like, you can love it and we can dislike it and goof on it. Everyone should be able to get along. Who cares? I have friends that love things that I do not like, and I love things that I love Battle Beyond the Stars, or Krull. I want to get a glaive one day, but like, I don't understand why, at least from where I sit, nerds, especially going to the comic shop. I used to go to a comic shop in Michigan in Royal Oak called Dave's Comics. It was run by a guy named Dave Huxley, who was an ex-biker. This guy was the toughest guy I knew, right? Ex-biker, loved comics, and you would go there, you buy your comics in like 10, 15 minutes and stay for 2-3 hours to talk. We talk shit about everything. When Michael Keaton was announced as Batman, we all were like, oh my God, whatever. Then I saw the movie Clean and Sober. Then that Time magazine cover came out. Then we saw the movie. We all changed our minds. And when all the Batman 89 had the anniversary recently, a video turned up where my friend Dave is in the video on local news. Dave's Comics was in the video. I'm like, that's my comic shop. Went there for years, all through high school and college. That was my place, man. But like, what we're doing now is no different than what we've always done.
Yep.
What's different is there's a soft group of people that don't know how to. Someone disagrees with my opinion. I'm hurt and offended by that. We've always we were talking shit about Ewoks. There was an article in Sci-Fi Universe magazine. I was the founder of the magazine with Mark Altman. This is in the 90s. That's how I met Rob. I met Rob at Robert Meyer Burnett. Shout out to him. Met him at San Diego Comic-Con. He became an editor and writer on Sci-Fi Universe. And our friend, this guy Dan Weber, wrote an article called "The 50 Reasons Return of the Jedi Sucks." And I defy you to read this article and look at it and go like, "Oh yeah, that was kind of." I mean, I was a senior in high school when Jedi came out. I was a little more critical of it. I know people love it, whatever. I love the throne room stuff is great. First third is great. There's some problems with that movie, whatever. But still, I was like, it's pretty good. But that article was like way back in the 90s. This conversation that we're having is what we've always done. The problem is people react to stuff. It's the whole thing of the safe space stuff. It's not safe to engage with people you disagree. I mean, fight the good fight. Convince me this hero could beat this hero in a fight. That's we've always talked about that. It's the whole point is the debate. Here's what I find. Those people do not want to engage in debate. They will never debate the ideas. They will only attack you. Recently, this happened just last week. Someone I have known in the press in LA covering film for more than a decade reached out to me and started this weird conversation. Do you really believe the things you say in your tweets? Do you really and sent me the most cruel, weird text message I've ever gotten from somebody. I know this person in real life. I'm just like, this is the weirdest. There's a weird thing with people can't debate. We've lost the ability to speak and all right, well, you think this, that's cool. I'm glad you like the Acolyte. I would never attack someone personally for liking a thing. I just won't. I'll debate I thought this was lame. Well, what'd you think of that? And you know what? You can explain it away. Fire in space, fine. I'll let lots of things slide, okay? Because there are plenty of examples. But this weird thing it saddens me because it affects nerd culture, right? It affects it. So
yeah, and apparently it's the fans' fault, which it isn't.
Yes.
The fans are being what the fans are. The fans aren't the ones who went out and started. Who started toxic fandom? Was it fandom? No. It was the Access Media and publicists. That's who started it. They started making an enemy of your customer. And it's also the insular Hollywood. We have, and they did talk about this in the Red Letter. Red Letter Media video makes a lot of good points we've made, but good points, good points everybody's made. We have a bunch of out of touch old people trying to figure out what young people like. And they're listening to graduates of university at this point, especially marketing executives and HR executives and DEI executives who are mostly women from university with one worldview. That's how you get a job at Disney. We're seeing the clips out there. They're saying what we already know, but it's good that more people know it. They aren't hiring white dudes. Apparently, they aren't hiring everybody. We won't get into what that guy said about the executives. Right. Holy shit. But they aren't hiring white dudes, and they're hiring a certain class of people that agrees completely with their politics, which goes into that video that was taken out yesterday, that quote-unquote fan video, which basically is saying there's more of us. There's more of us. Okay. I don't believe that, but fine. But what it came out, but basically it's Star Wars is for everyone who agrees with our worldview. And our worldview is right and yours is wrong. Now, I don't feel that way. Do you feel that? I don't wake up in the morning going, my worldview is the only worldview. It is perfectly correct in every way, shape, and form, and I don't need to debate anyway. I know. No way. I wake up in the morning like, I don't know shit. I'm just going to figure, I'm just calling what I see right now. And right now, who introduced intersectional feminism into Star Wars? Was it the fans? No. And there are creators out there who are afraid to use that term because they don't want to be labeled a serpent. If you point out intersectional feminism, you must be all right. No, you're not. This is something they have pushed. They have mentioned multiple times. They stopped mentioning it once it started getting out there, but they still put it into their stories. So what am I going to stop saying it's there when it's there? And what's intersectional feminism? Well, look into the Bechdel test. It's basically CRT. It's divide and conquer. It's putting everybody in groups. It's anti-egalitarian. It's anti-meritocracy. And it's about taking the old characters. I mean, to sum it up, it's taking the old characters like Luke and Han and diminishing them to build up your new characters instead of making them like actual characters that we can believe in, right?
Right.
Like nobody who's a Star Trek fan or a Star Wars fan gives a shit about a female lead. Like, fine. Like, don't care. Especially with Star Trek Discovery, which Mike from Red Letter Media put a lot in. And there were really good points because I'm seeing a lot of Star Trek Discovery in Doctor Who and in Star Wars now. And Star Wars is going to end up in the same place as Star Trek Discovery, a show that ended that nobody knows about, just ended about 3 weeks ago. And Doctor Who, which just ended. It's going to end up in the same place. We just wanted it to be fun. These aren't political dramas. These aren't independent films taking a look at, fracking or whatever. It's fucking Star Wars and Star Trek. And Star Trek used to do it the best.
Yeah.
And now they're just preaching terrible.
Yeah, I've never thought that where it's like my worldview, I'm going to force on other people. If other people don't conduct themselves or think the way I do, they are the enemy. Like when I drink coffee, water, whatever, I use a coaster. I'll use a coaster. Here's my coaster. Here's one of my coasters, Gary. I use a coaster. I think if you don't use a coaster, you're a monster. Oh, I got to get some of those.
I'll give you some.
Dude, I got USS Enterprise right here.
There you go. That's good.
There we go.
That's good.
So I got coasters. I use them here. I don't think if you don't use a coaster, you're a bad person. You might have to wipe up your little ring marks, whatever, but I don't force my way of thinking on other people. I think if your DVDs are not organized and alphabetized, you might be a monster, but that's all right. You can do that. You have your own system to whatever works for you, as long as you don't impede on me. And that video, it was fun, laugh it off, cringe, whatever, mock it. That's great. You should mock it. But what they're saying is really, really dark. And what I started to see, they took it down, right?
They did.
Took that video down.
Yeah. As far as I know, the guy blocked me, but I heard it was taken down. From Steph,
but
from My Nerdy Home.
People were digging up clips of those people saying the most heinous things about other people, basically just betraying the very message of what they put together. I mean, it was stupid. It was lame. It was cringe, whatever. But when you see, this is the conduct, me getting a unsolicited text from someone questioning things I say on social media. I'm like, and this person was so upset. They're like, I'm tired of defending you. I said, it's not up to you to defend me.
Yeah, you don't have
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, it's not your place. Like, I'll defend myself. Normally, what I do is I just ignore. I post and ghost. That's the thing. I put out an idea. You guys can fight in the chat. I'm out. So,
so this is a friend of yours that decided to text you and not call you about this, and not like, let's talk.
If I showed you the text, I should read one. it's I don't know. It's pretty dark. Like
I'm tired of defending you. To
tired
who?
of defending.
To who?
No, that's how it started. And I said, look, I said, I post what I think. I don't care what other people think. I post my thoughts. You can think whatever you want, but God, I gotta look. This one thing was it was disturbing what was said. I have to read it. It's like, if you promise to share the foie gras recipe from the party you threw when Roe v. Wade was overturned. I don't mention politics almost never. I've never mentioned abortion or Roe v. Wade or any of that. It was the darkest comment, and said, "Oh, I was just assuming you take it like a joke. You make with some truth behind it." Like, it was creepy. This whole thread is dark. Like I know you. Why are you? And so this is what some people. I feel like social media, current political climate, has broken certain people.
Yeah,
has broken them.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see. It's sad to see.
Some people can't handle the internet. I just think of that guy in Hangover.
Yeah.
Some people can't handle Vegas.
yeah, exactly.
Some people can't handle the internet.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like, we like Elon's Twitter. It's
yes.
It's fucking battle world now. Okay. It's fucking battle world. But we like Elon's Twitter. It's still not the real world. It's not like I'm walking around HEB and I'm overhearing, Twitter, whatever's trending on Twitter that day.
Right.
Hoctaw girl. Like, people aren't discussing Hoctaw girl in fucking HEB.
I love that. I love
that's a meme that was born and died so fucking fast. Holy shit.
But it was great. I put it on my thumbnail on Monday's Versus show. Hoctaw girl spitting on Smilo Ren.
Yeah. I mean, like, get your kicks on Twitter. It's I do. But it's not like it's a different world. I would suggest that if it does stress you out, it doesn't make you a bad person. Just back away for a little while. That's all right. We all got to unplug. I remember last time I fully unplugged from the internet. I'm going to do this someday too. Take a nice long vacation and just completely unplug. I did it for 30 days, but I was in rehab. So that was in like 2013. It was great.
Yeah. I don't know that I feel good when I go on social media. I'm really looking for things to make me laugh, whatever. But
yeah. And
then the things I post, I really don't read. I read like the first few comments and then I stop. I'm like, I don't want, but then I'll see a lot and I just like, it's not my fight. And then this has happened to me recently a lot. I get dragged into fights where I'm not a part of it. Someone started a fight with someone and at replies like you and I, like, hey, help me fight this guy. Like, this guy's a bully. Like, and I want no part of it.
And you try to scroll up and it's like, after like 30 seconds of scrolling, 30, 10.
I'm out.
It's like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't.
Yeah. I avoid. So yeah, just no, like,
choose your battles.
Back in the day, we can say this because at least one of us is old. I would say me.
No, I'm old.
Yeah. So, okay. But we never did that. We would disagree and then just like, crack a beer or whatever. We're going to do this.
Call each other gamer words and then move on,
Give each other shit. That's like, I don't know. I think that's why this whole thing with gaming is so, it's really people that can't handle it. Because I remember playing Halo, we would just talk shit. We're just
if you ever played sports,
moving on.
I mean, I know you're a great indoorsman, but like I played sports when I was younger, and when we were kids, we were talking mad shit. Like as a 9-year-old, like it's great. I think it builds character. I think it's awesome. It does
build character. It prepares you for the world.
My oldest kid is such a shit talker. All right, so he's a gamer.
Oh, that's great.
And he was in the like League of Legends, but like, dude, when he was in chess in like junior high, he was talking shit playing chess. I'm like, that's my
great.
boy.
That's great.
That's great.
Oh my God. But I think it's, this will sound sexist. I think it comes naturally to men. We want to best each other.
Yes.
We're not trying to destroy each other. And in the end, you will earn respect.
Mutual
Respect.
Mutual respect. We want you around to beat you another day.
Right. Exactly.
We don't want to destroy you. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So it's very sad to me that, this is like the second person, a woman I've known for over 10 years. That's like, yeah, I'm sorry. They just can't, they don't understand. Right. And their whole thing, from my observation, is women will engage in reputation destruction, and they will cease being friends or be fake friends. I noticed that a lot. I guess I've amassed a lot of fake friends, but shouldn't surprise
you're in LA.
you. That based on where I live, why am I not surprised?
The land of strategic friends.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, I talked about it yesterday. Like, I was never going to make it in that town, dude. Like, I knew, like, from probably the first day I was there working, I was like, oh yeah, this is not for me.
Yeah, you keep friendships. Like, I'll have people who I haven't spoken to in years reach out and say, hey, Chris, been a long time. Well, I made another movie. It's like, well, good. Just send it to me. We'll review it, but whatever. Like, but that people, it's whatever. Look, I have a very highly attuned bullshit detector.
You
but
have to be.
I just accept the fact that this is what it is. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Wait, are people still watching this show? I don't know.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Right. You can see the chat on our screen.
We're not talking about Star Wars now. Is that
okay?
Oh,
we're gonna go back to it real quick, but just
okay, good. Sorry, I derailed.
No, you did. It's good. I that's why you're here. This is
all right, good.
Dude, these our podcasts do really well. When these get re-uploaded, they do
they?
really well. Yeah. So
is it
thanks
in
for
audio
listening.
form too?
It's an audio form on Spotify and all the other podcast places. Also, they do well in the re-upload on Nerdrotic Live, which is almost at 100,000 subs. So if
you gotta get that plaque.
If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Now, so to Red Letter Media, they did this with the Furiosa too. So they put a bunch of people's thumbnails in. I think Ryan's make it in 3 times. And they talk about both sides, and they're really, again, trying to distance themselves. Fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think it's the Glenn Beck interview, like, made it in. I think it's fucking cool. The fact that I made it into a fucking Red Letter Media video is fucking cool. I don't care what the context is at all. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. Because that's a channel I respect and I've watched for years and will still watch. Don't agree with everything they say, but I don't need to. And I don't care if they're even taking a little jab at me. I don't give a shit because it's whatever. And, but they did, definitely go watch the video. They followed up with a tweet last night, though. They're like, I'm going to paraphrase. Oh, no, I can. I think I responded to it.
But I feel like some of this criticism, like, I feel like this is normal. What we do, the way we talk is normal. This is how adults talk. This is adults engaging in debate where we disagree and sometimes agree and disagree, whatever. But these people in that cringe video, they are children in adult-sized bodies.
Yeah, like remember when? How could you forget when Gavin McGinnis came on?
Right.
Pissed everybody off, but I think he did accomplish one thing. And this is kind of the 4D chess. I mean, before he whipped out his little peepee, the 4D chess he tries to play. He went through and asked us like what do we do for a living? How many kids? Are we married? And we're all, yeah, we got kids, married, own a house.
Right.
do the normal stuff, walk our
He
dogs.
tried to mock everyone, like, look at all those toys in the background. It's like, no, I've got kids. This is my job, whatever.
And
like
everyone in the fellowship, when you or any fan out there, when you go to the meetups, are all normal people working, dogs, kids, and that either surprised him or he was trying to make a point. You can never tell with Gavin, but either way, it made the point. It made the point, and I thought that was good. He's still completely out of touch on this stuff, which is weird because he comes from the comic book world, the independent comic book world, but that's the world he comes from. And punk rock, you think he would understand, but maybe not. Maybe he just got old. But there is a difference here. Now with that video yesterday, we went over it. I've got it ready. We could show it. I made sure to screen record it. Don't go after Don't go after any of these people. Please don't. It doesn't help. They can enjoy what they want. I don't care. But I know I've never mentioned them. Most in our sphere never mention. There's Grizzy out there and he does this thing and it's funny as hell and I watch it. But most of us just talk about the show, right? Just talk about the show. That's where I try to stick with the show. If you like something, I don't really care. But what Mahler said yesterday, and I completely agree with the sentiment, and I've said it before in the past, you can like what you want, and I cannot like what I want. That's right. and that's it. Yeah. That's it. That's where you leave it. I don't want anybody removed off the platform. I want everybody to have their opinion, and you guys decide. And you know what? We have so much crossover that people assume we don't have. Like people who watch Campia will watch this show and vice versa. Like, that's cool. Whatever.
Grace Randolph.
She's got a lot of subs.
Yeah. I watch her and Campia, by the way. I get a well-rounded. I want to see what she thinks about something sometimes.
My two favorite Grace Randolph moments were when she locked in on John Cena's tidy whities for like 5 minutes, 3 minutes in a video, and she just obsessed over him. And then she said, Starro killed too many diverse people.
She has a weird thing where like she likes when things are diverse and she has to point it out. It's very diverse. That was
good. Representation, Grace. Okay.
Whatever. I believe she genuinely likes the thing she's like, and I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
I think it's good to have Grace and Campia around. I think it's great. It's great.
Diversity of opinions.
Yes.
That's very good.
Yes. I don't want them to go away. I don't want them driven off the internet. They're not ruining movie talk. This is movie talk, comic talk, nerd talk.
You know what? Movie talk, all are welcome.
So
all are welcome.
I think some of the cinephiles are really upset. No, I know they are, because they were upset in 2011 when I was down in Hollywood. The cinephiles were upset that nerd culture was getting into the zeitgeist of Hollywood and becoming the thing. They fucking hated it. Okay? They couldn't stand it because they're all erudite. We are film snobs. We know more about the films than you do. And then, it all became this fun popcorn stuff, which I like. And they fucking hated it. And then, then it turned to shit. They still hate it. And now you see people who are commenting on Star Wars saying, grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. It's like, you grow the fuck up. You're going to fucking pretend movies all the time. What makes that better? What makes your pretend movie about two lesbians crying at a table for fucking 2 hours, better than fucking Star Wars or the nerd stuff? It doesn't. It's the same shit. You're a nerd too. You're not better than anybody else. Shut the fuck up.
I don't mind engaging with anyone who wants to have a genuine conversation about ideas.
Yep.
Explain it to me. Why do you like it? Well, you can have any number of reasons. Whatever, you like a thing, it's personal. But if someone comes after me or personal insults, I used to mute, I'll block people now. I don't need you. I don't need you, person with 25 subs, like going after me and attacking my appearance or age or some personal thing. F you. I don't need you around. So, yeah. Yeah, now I'm a cranky old man.
Yeah.
Now. I earned this.
Oh, dude. No, the best thing about getting old is you just have fewer fucks to give, which is awesome. It's like, I don't give a fuck what
I
they
love
say.
it.
Who cares?
I love it.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But yeah, the film snobs out there really upset. Really upset. So here's Red Letter Media's response. Update. Very wrong on several predictions. I was too, by the way. I was too for Acolyte. Episode 5 had some interesting developments. Really? Okay.
By the way, the word interesting doesn't say whether you like it or hate it.
That's true.
It's a neutral. It's
a very neutral term. So, okay, you're right. I still don't know what all the fuss is about. So you could be talking about the show or the fuss outside the show.
Right.
You don't know what the fuss is about? Okay.
Did they not see episode 3?
Did you not see the South Park episode?
Yeah.
I mean, this is literally the South Park episode. This show embodies it.
They're acting like they're blissfully aware. They're blissfully unaware.
They're aware
of things but they are aware because they bring it up in videos like Furiosa and this, like, guys, like as you pointed out, an hour in, they're talking about the stuff surrounding the Acolyte before they get to the review, which is
also to the show. Cool it on the transition wipes. Could not agree more with that one. Could not agree more.
They used them incorrectly.
We're totally not aware, but we're gonna put a cut in of all the culture warriors, and I'm air quoting that, all their voices over each other in like a supercut where you can completely hear Ryan over everybody.
Really?
But they're unaware.
That's great.
They're throwing up now. I believe that they're throwing up thumbnails without watching the videos. I doubt they're watching anybody's videos, so they don't know the context of anybody's videos. Like mine, for instance, I wasn't really last week. It was more of the Amanda Stenberg's diss track against Star Wars fans than anything else.
Can I say something about that?
Of course you can.
She's hot. She is smoking hot.
Sure.
In that video, she's got a body. She, is she's very attractive woman. They have made her ugly in the show.
Well, her attitude towards the fans takes her from like maybe an 8 or a 9 to a 3. But
that thing she's wearing, May's outfit, it's
7,
like
8.
They're like covering. It's like someone who wears a cosplay to cover their maybe not in the best shape. She is.
No, they rose T-coat her. They did.
Yes.
They made her frumpy, right? They made her frumpy, and they're trying to do that because we don't want people to feel bad.
Disney hates sexy women. For example, the Slave Leia bikini is not. You can't get, since Disney. You cannot find anything. No action figures. Nothing of that. So they mothballed that.
But it's cool to objectify men. By the way, it is.
Yeah.
Nobody has a fucking problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not cool. See, it's the lack of consistency. It's turning it into a female brand, mutating it into a female brand that nobody likes.
Right.
And Chris will say shit like that. I will say shit like that. I don't care. I'm not trying to make any friends in Hollywood. I'm just a fan who noticed that, like, hey, you know what? When I was buying my Hoth play set, right? Well, okay, I wasn't buying it. I was begging my fucking mom to get it for me.
Right.
And we got it. I got it on Christmas, and I'm like playing my Empire Strikes Back soundtrack with my figures along with the fucking, and repurposing dialogue for it. And, I just didn't see a lot of girls at Toys R Us or Playco. That's where I got it. Playco, place called Playco. I didn't see a lot of girls buying Star Wars shit. I didn't see any. None.
Yeah.
I'm sure they existed.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely sure they existed. I didn't see any.
Yeah. Well, I didn't either. But but girls did like Star Wars.
They liked the movie.
Yeah. Have you seen that video of all the fans from 1983?
Yeah. That's been going around forever. And it's a fandom that looks exactly like it does today, huh? Kind of fucking weird.
Changed. It's weird because I look back at like this. Okay. I look back at videos I did in the late 90s when I was on TV. Okay. I was on a show called The X Show in the late 90s. Early 2000s, I did other shows. I did G4 starting in 2005. I haven't changed. I look at things I wrote when I'd write film reviews and articles and whatnot back in 80s, 90s. I am exactly the same. It's no different. It's like these people just noticing, oh, you say some stuff that's, could be that's controversial to me, not controversial to other people, but I have not literally changed at all, but they just now notice it. I think most people just don't watch other people's stuff. I watch other people's stuff. So yeah, Gary.
I do too. Yeah. I do too. I think it's important for a content creator to watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. I think it's, even if you're not applying it to a video or a live stream, it's good to know what's going on.
By the way, you brought up Empire Strikes Back.
I did.
I forgot I ordered this. I'm going to show you this. It's the Dune soundtrack on vinyl. Okay. I probably ordered it a year ago. I don't remember. I don't have a record player. Can I get a recommendation of a record player? Like they range in price from $75 to $1,000. If anyone has a recommend, reach out to me. I'd love to get a recommend of a good vinyl player because I don't have one. But I've got records.
I would say go old school. Try to get an old one that still works or it's been refurbished.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I looked on Amazon. The prices are just from nothing.
It's fine.
All over the place.
You just need to have a good receiver to connect it to, right? That will get that true vinyl sound. I've got one of those, by the way.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone reach out. I would appreciate
it. As just pointed out about an hour ago, when May decides to become OSHA, there's that little detail of she's got a stamp on her forehead.
Right. In the next episode, Soul's gonna
But I'm looking at this. You. I can't see the stamp on her forehead when she cuts her hair, so I don't know if her hair's coming up. I can't really see the video quality is not great.
He should sense it's May. That's why I
and
think
he might.
I think he's playing her. If they're paying attention at all, he's playing her and letting her think she's playing him. That's what's happening.
Dude, and we can contrast this now with House of the Dragon, which is 2 episodes in.
So good.
It's not spectacular yet. It's a slow burn, but it's so fucking good. The character work, there's people who hate Kristen Cole so much, and he's a fucking dick in the show. But they're going after the actor on fucking Instagram. Calm the fuck down, by the way. But
right.
But the character work is so good, and it remembered what it used to be, political intrigue and fucking betrayal and shit going sideways and people making irrational emotional decisions that make sense, that are still consistent with their character, not turning on a heel I'm good now, I'm bad, and now I'm going to trade places with my twin who I wanted to be together with, but now I almost killed. And I'm just going to leave her to die on a planet and leave her with the Smilo Ren. And it's none of this makes sense. House of the Dragon makes sense. And it looks great, by the way.
It is a slow burn. Although you had me all excited that there was something big. They played it way down. And the way you described it was so much better.
Okay. Blood and Cheese. We can talk about Blood and Cheese now.
Yeah.
So Blood and Cheese was the retaliation for Lucerys, who got chomped at the end of season 1 by Aemon Targaryen. Accidentally. So Daemon uses Masseria to go to get a couple hitmen to go because it's Rhaenyra's fault. And this is not in the book, by the way. The only word she says, the only line she says in the first episode is, "I want Aemon Targaryen." So Daemon's all, okay. So he tells the two hitmen, Blood and Cheese, one is a gold cloak, the other one is a rat catcher, so he knows all the tunnels and secret ways in the castle, to go find Aemon. So they can't. And there's an open scene where they go, "What if we can't find him?" And Daemon just kind of looks up, but we don't get an answer. That we keep it open. So they can't find him. Things kind of go sideways. They break into Queen Helena's room where the two children are there. Now, it's supposed to be Mailer, right? There's two boys in there. It's not just Ceres. I'm blanking on. There's some fucking Targaryen names. And then, so there's supposed to be two boys, and they didn't. They did the twin. There's twins. There is, but one's a daughter, one's a girl, one's a boy. But there's supposed to be another boy in there, right? And it's not just Ceres, but I'm going to say just Ceres because it's something with a J. Is the heir to Aegon. So in the book, the two boys are being held, and I believe it's Blood says you need to choose which boy is going to die. We're only going to kill one, but you need to choose, right? So Helena makes the choice of the younger boy because in her mind it's like he's too young, he might not understand what's going on. Right. And then it's either Blood or Cheese goes, "You hear that, boy? Your mom wants you dead." And then he lops off the head of the other one. See, that would have been so much better. You didn't need to show him lopping off the head, but you have Helena making this horrific decision, and then he kills the heir anyway. But there's still another heir. Like you're still left with an heir. Now they don't have one, so that's a problem that they might fix. But yeah, they made it between a choice between the girl and the boy, and she chooses the girl, and they kill the boy. It was bad enough, but it went down better in the book, and they admitted that they went soft on it. And I don't agree with that decision, but that's like my only like minor complaint. It still pulled off. It was still horrifying. The sound effects for it were still pretty bad. Yeah. Still pretty fucking bad. And you didn't need to show any of that. That's fine. It was just leaving that decision in, I think would have been much, much better.
I feel this season is playing out like last season, a slow burn to what's going to get, it's going to get wild, but it's a slow burn. The first two episodes, not bad. I think I told you, I saw it as like, it's good. Like it's not, there are no complaints.
The second episode had a couple of clunky scenes to introduce characters that I didn't think were that necessary, that you could have probably just left out. But otherwise, I thought it was pretty fucking good. The fight between the Cargill twins, Eddick and Eddick, was fucking cool. It was
great.
Yeah. That was cool. I'm loving it. So
yeah,
we have something good. Something good. Hey, we got a pretty good crowd for restarting our stream, by the way.
Yeah,
thanks.
that's funny.
Fucking great.
That's funny. Wait, has anyone ever gone after you for liking something? Like you like House of the Dragon.
Okay, like gone after me in what? Like yes.
Like how do you like that?
Yeah, One Piece, a little bit, like not much. Like it's not enough to where I wouldn't say gone after. I've gotten a couple of emails, but they're like really respectful and just like, I respectfully disagree. I'm like, that's fine. I don't consider that going after me, but not really. No, not in a serious sense. There's always somebody like, I said I like the Wolverine mask and people are going, it looks like shit. I know. I don't think it looks like shit at all. I think it looks great. I think it looks fucking awesome. So
I'd like to point out,
I don't consider that going after me.
See a lot of stuff in my background. I want to say I do have gay representation. I got a lesbian robot
R2D2
right there. Lesbian robot.
Oh, Picard season 3, Yellow Flash. Yeah, I had some people going after me for Picard season 3.
That's true. Yeah, that makes sense. I loved it. I love season 3.
But they have a right to their opinion.
Could not watch season 1 and 2. The thing I watched I watched Red Letter Media do their reviews. They mocked and hated it so much. So
No, Picard season
yeah.
3 is extraordinary. So, I mean, yeah, there were people going after me who didn't see it, and there was people who did see it. And I'm going to respect the ones who did see it and still didn't like it. It's like, all right, fair enough, you saw it.
Yeah.
But
Fair.
I think it was a miracle. I think pulling out a 7 to 10 series out of that dog shit that was Picard season 1 and 2 is a fucking miracle. And then they let the guy go because he made them all look bad. Because he made them all fucking look bad.
Can you imagine if, with the reverence that Terry Metalis had for Next Gen, was applied to Star Wars at Disney?
Oh,
I want an answer to the question: why were Han, Luke, and Leia not reunited? That was a decision. It's I like, fine, defy expectations, whatever. Like, that is so dumb. In retrospect, I cannot believe it that they sat in a room and decided that was the way to go.
no. And what did Terry do? He found some way to mothball and rebuild the Enterprise D. It's all about the D. Put it in a museum. Find some way to debilitate pretty much all of Starfleet to where only this old fucking crew had to get on the ship. And you gave us a moment with the fucking carpet and the brighter lights and the proper Star Trek music, and everybody fucking loved it. That was fucking awesome.
I got choked up several times in this show, and they introduced new, really cool characters, right? New characters like we cared about, in addition to the legacy characters. Oh my God.
And everybody under a certain age got a mind virus from the Borg. That was so good.
It was so subtle. You can read into it. You can look up. It's great. Great. All right.
Loved it.
Hey man, I got to go get more coffee.
Go get more coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick break for me. All right.
He's got to go get more coffee. I've got coffee. What's up, everybody? Hey, a Batman Cape Crusader trailer came out because we can't show because it's fucking, it's on Prime. Maybe. No, we can't. But yeah, they're dropping all the episodes at once. It's 10 episodes. It's August 1st. Woke Batman, the animated series. That's what it's going to be. How do I know that? The creator said it. IATSE has reached a tentative agreement. So there won't be another Hollywood strike. They can't afford that. Inside Out 2 is doing really well. The Boys is making fun of half of the country again because it's got a 52% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. I gave up with The Boys in season 2 when they made Incels the bad guy. Oh, God. Comics better, folks. The comic's a lot better. Has a lot more to say. As far as I don't know how much worse the Acolyte can get. But yeah, the more I think about last night's episode, the worse it gets. So it's still better. I mean, like, episode 3 is one of the worst things I've ever seen. There is a point where Rich in the Red Letter Media video says, Star Wars has always had lesbian space witches. Well, it's had space witches. I don't know if they were lesbian. We could maybe assume. So why create new ones? And lean into the South Park meme, like, all the way. Full on. All right, we're going to get to your soups. There we go. I've got that one. I'm on my own today, so forgive. No X-Ray Girl. Where's my dashboard? There it is. Hope everybody's doing all right. There we go. What's the date today? It's 26 already. Holy crap. Yeah, I have another video to make, but I definitely have an idea for, quite frankly, not a lot to review in last night's episode. Not a lot to make a video on, except for I have a little different angle I might take. Little different angle I might take with this one. And I was inspired. I was inspired by this. Ah, that's too bad. How come there was no sound with that? I wonder why. Oh, well, I was going to show that video. We could talk about it. Yeah, the cringe video. Yeah, there's no sound to it at all.
Why?
Or maybe they can hear it. Hang on.
Never was a thing. No one cared.
No, you would actually sit down and talk, like long conversations in the comic shop about like different opinions on a movie, and it never got bad or anything.
Or heated.
I mean, passionate. Sometimes it would get passionate, but it wouldn't. It's not bad.
Yeah, but not bad. Like, we would laugh at the end. We would all laugh. My God.
Yes.
Oh.
You know, again, like what you want. I'm not going to trust your directions to the bathroom if you like the Acolyte, but like what you want. Okay.
Good one.
Mongo 5817 for 50. My theory on the Sith is Darth Plagueis, who got the creation of Life Trick from the lesbian space witches and becomes Darth Plagiarism the Wise. It would not surprise me at all if they take some piece of lore and did it was a woman who did it first, because God, how many times have they done that already?
Yeah.
You know, it's a trope. It's a horrible trope, and it's based on intersectionalism. And I'm fucking sick of it too. I wish they'd stop making it. I guess we could just ignore it, and but I can't. You could just ignore it, let it go on forever, never call it out. But the problem is, I was told, by covering this stuff, we actually help it. Can't wait to see those ratings. Let's see if they're out yet. Hang on. Nielsen. It was still on the old ones. Here we go. Top 10. Nope, still old. So we don't know where it's at right now. We do not know. Buzzian on the Streamlabs side for $5. Gary, it was great to meet you in Vegas. A friend has suggested I attend an AANA meeting with them sometime as a guest. Does that happen often? And any recommendations for a non-addict attending a meeting? Well, yeah, you could go to Al-Anon, right? So that's for friends, family. It's a meeting for people who have alcoholics and addicts in their lives, and it's specifically for you. I highly recommend that. But no, people guest at meetings all the time. You can take whoever you want to a meeting. Happens all the time. There might be some people who don't like it. Whatever. It's supposed to get the word out. It's supposed to be just a place where people can open up, and it's kind of a strange thing, AA, that it's lasted this long and people are actually anonymous and everything is done, integrity and your word matters. And it doesn't matter how many times somebody relapses, you can come back to the meeting, you're going to get the same exact welcome. Yeah, it's a rare thing in this world. It's very good. Fox Pocket for $5. Why are you being critical about this piece of media? Don't you know there are starving people in the world? Channel that was built on multi-hour long videos about Star Wars, making 2-hour-long cry sessions over Star Trek. Theory can't catch a break. Yeah, they did kind of go after Theory. They did.
Yeah, I don't get that. He's like the most innocuous Like he likes what he likes and doesn't like. I just think he's very fair. So and the fact that they went at, remember when he cried from seeing Luke Skywalker? Like that was, and then he was critiqued.
Yeah. So he's critiqued by the people. What was just said in that super chat are here because they ripped the prequels to pieces, but you're kind of liking the Acolyte, or you're thinking there's interesting developments in the Acolyte. And again, that can mean a lot of things, to be fair. So just, consistency. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
And I love the Plinkett videos. I do.
I love them.
Although the Acolyte makes the prequels look like fucking Shakespeare.
I would like to see Red Letter Media like kind of be honest about this stuff. They built their channel on that episode 1 2-hour takedown was epic.
Yes.
I mean, that's how I found them. That was like 2005 when that was posted.
You don't have to be worried about being don't worry about being associated with some perceived sect on the internet.
Right.
Drop all that shit. Don't give a fuck. That was Fox Pocket. Okay, we have the infamous El Guapo. Part 1.
What?
My fellow dads are back, and I just need to rant as well. I'm sick of all the lazy and untalented people that I have to outwork half my age just to want to go home and be entertained. But alas, it's also filled with lazy, untalented people in charge. Fuck this era. Part 2. Also, I try explaining this to my younger girlfriend who doesn't want to understand the message or the girl boss thing being thrown around there all the time. And she says to me, it's just because the lead's a chick, yet my top 2 shows are Buffy and La Femme Nikita. Yeah, it's not hating a female lead. It's hating a lead that is presented as a dude. Yeah. A girl boss, as a dude. And it's a trope. And it's a trope that Disney has perpetuated over the last few years with Star Wars and Marvel, and other things have done it too. Many other things. Westworld, great first season. Had a lot to say. And its message got convoluted when they turned it into Girl Boss Adventure, when they could have explored the nature of consciousness. And yes, the nature of how humans are dealt with when they're made as toys for the rich to go abuse. And then that way it looked like it was going that way with the first episode. It's men and women, right? It's men and women.
Yeah. And
what happens to an affluent society when it gets too comfortable and the rich get too rich and jaded, and it could have been talking about Hollywood and the elitism and stuff, and it just turned into gobbledygook at the end.
Yeah.
Such a great concept too. Hope that gets explored in some other way. So if you watch Westworld season 1 and just end it there, it's perfect. It's actually perfect.
I love that first season. It ended kind of perfectly. The second season, I watched 1 episode. I was out.
Yeah.
Didn't care.
The Man in Black, who was a villain, like a formidable villain, they turned him into a complete fucking cuck.
I like the original Yul Brynner.
I love it.
I liked it.
Absolutely,
I liked it. It was so good. And even Future World, which was the sequel.
I remember.
Oh my God. I have those movies. Great.
I remember. Hang on. I got to refresh that.
Where's X-Ray Girl when we need her? Come on.
She's doing math. She's doing math for somebody else.
Oh my gosh.
Callum, I'm going to have to blow this up a little bit so I can read it. There we go. Hopefully you can still see. Yeah, everything's good. Okay. Let's go to the first one, which is, I hope you view the new Nosferatu trailer on FNT. We will. Callum, Layla, I know somebody who's seen it. That trailer looked good. Nosferatu. For $2. Quentin Camrack for $1.99. So we have a Magneto helmet in Star Wars now. Yes. Drew, thank you for the thumbs up super sticker for $1.99. I appreciate it. Unknown says, Gary, are the hats of mixed tees fitted or snapback? They are, I think they're snapback. I'll have to look. I can't remember now. I should know.
What, your hats?
Like the Nerdrotic hats were fitted, well, but it was like, it's not like a size. It's like it stretches in the back.
Yeah.
So it fits. I don't know which hats you speak of, but some are snapback as well. But email me and I'll let you know. Gary at nerdrotic.com. Eric Stratton for $7.77. Gary, have you seen Lord of the Ring and Hobbit drafts and notes at Marquette University, Milwaukee? I have not. Bought them from Tolkien for $6,000 in the 50s. Reservations required. Well, shit. Next time I go up to Wisconsin, Melissa's up there right now. I will go. I did not know that was even there. That's fucking awesome. Anakbaman, abuser of Streamlabs for $5 says, I was going to watch The Acolyte, but remembered that I didn't care. I saw The Outlaw. Josie Wales instead. Better choice. Great movie. Gary, have you made X-Ray Girl watch that? Not yet, but I will. It's my favorite Clint Eastwood Western. Did she shave, snatch, and pits with her lightsaber? Asked Dearest for $2. Yes, but it was all off screen. Jackie Chan, dual wielding, so much useless spitting and utter refusal to kill Smilo when he's open stopping mid-fight to monologue. And a true radioactive man moment. The bugs, they do nothing. Says Dork Ritual for $10. Arnold, I can't say the last name. For $2.99, I can't say it. Okay. Only Star Wars Theory and Jesus Christ could truly save Star Wars. I would throw Ryan Kinnell in there.
Yeah.
I would throw Ryan Kinnell in there. Best lightsaber fight in Disney Star Wars. Yay. Says Bredicus 6 for $2. Anakman, abuser of Streamlabs for $2. Reshoots. Come on, Chris. They only had $184 million. They couldn't do that. Long-time listener, first-time chatter. Love you guys. Not sure for $10. Thank you.
They really need to do an accounting. How does a show that cost more than Dune Part 2? By the way, more than Dune Part 2. Look at Dune Part 2. It's epic. Whatever you think, what you like the look of it, the production value, amazing. That's what The Acolyte cost for 4 hours, and Dune Part 2 was nearly 3 hours. Something doesn't add up, I'll tell you that.
Nope. No. And it only cost a little bit less than House of the Dragon. And one looks like Disney XD, CW, and the other one looks like a fucking movie. So, Mr. Nobody for $5. In Kenobi episode 1, Reva cuts off a woman's arm. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh, yep.
But they cut away immediately. The woman disappears and no one in the crowd reacts. Okay, so you're right, Mr. Nobody. You are correct. Joel Saylor for $10 says, red letter media types are why entertainment has become so infected. They are so desperate to seem enlightened and above the conflict, and they are incapable of resisting the activists. A lot of people are worried about that stuff. I say don't be worried about it. The Magna Defender for $10. I used Oogle Gay Alletway once to buy tickets. Guess what? It recommended I input my Ovid K info. Oh, like what the fuck? Oogle Gay won't fix their broken engine, but will parrot a code that no one cares about. Everybody's been having problems with Chrome. Which is, Twitter runs like shit on it. I don't even go on Twitter on Chrome. Yeah, it runs like shit on it.
I'm on Chrome now. it works fine, it seems.
Yeah.
But I'm on a Mac.
There you go.
I'm on an iMac, so
That's bad
it
enough.
seems to work good. But
based on the show, if I was a lesbian Headland's sister, I'd be getting a restraining order. She effed up for 5 British pounds. Thank you, Flav. Great U.S. treasure hunt for $5. Hey, kids, these Jedi die in the forest and they are left to rot. Collect all 7. Yes, I pointed that out in my watch party. All the dead Jedi are left to rot in the fucking desert.
right.
They just walk past X-23's body.
Yeah, what's the process? It's like a police procedural, right? So, are they gonna collect a body? Will the morgue come out, the Jedi morgue? Like, what are they gonna do? Like,
I have no idea.
What's the body retrieval process? Like, I mean, weird.
Very weird.
Weird.
There's your dead Jedi in the forest playset. Collect all 7.
Yeah, exactly.
With decomposition action.
Oh my God.
Sleepy Orca for 5 British pounds. We still haven't seen Leslie Headland's wife use her lightsaber whip. Yep, they're coming. Will she come to save the day, kill the Sith, and smash the patriarchy? You know it. Elliot Cecil for $4.99. Just watched something better than this crap. It was called Mulholland Drive. I still can't stop thinking about what it meant. There was a lesbian scene in that. I remember that. David Lynch. Great U.S. treasure hunt for $5. Star Wars has gone from millions of people lining up around the block every 3 years to see a movie to people canceling subscriptions due to meh. Darth Maul's lower half for €5 says HasLab has this awesome 3 3/4 inch Cantina playset with all the figures from the Cantina scene, and even that project is struggling to get back. No way. That's bad. That's bad. Lesbian Headlamp has signed with a new agency. Seems like she is looking for work. Don't hold your breath for the Acolyte season 2, says Ash Branry for $4.99. Yeah, I would be shocked if it got a season 2. No, you know what? Probably not, but who knows? Who knows? We're not getting a Captain Marvel 3 after the Marvels. May the strings be with you. Where's Yoda? Says Philip Butler for $1.99. Thankfully, not in this yet. Gatekeeper for $9.99. Gary, you seem down to earth. I love you. Chris, I hold you down. Chris, I hold you down too, but could you take it easy sometimes on Alan? No. He seems cool.
What are you talking about?
Wishing you all continued success and good health and for your families.
I love Alan.
They're like a married couple, those two.
We're like brothers or a married couple. Like, we give each whatever. Like, yeah. We laugh. I was hanging out with them last night. We saw the new Minions 4. Yay. Or
how was it?
Whatever. It's okay.
Is it going to make a lot of money?
Ton. It's 90 minutes. It's entertaining. I couldn't tell you anything about it. I barely remember it. It was fun. We sat next to each other and watched the movie.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Gatekeeper. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. Thank you. It's not intersectional feminism. It's lesbianism. Philip Butler for $1.99. No, it's intersectional feminism. It is. Which people would equate to lesbianism, but no, there's a lot of lesbians who fucking hate intersectional feminism. Intersectional feminism, which is Marxist, that's another thing you can't say. That automatically puts you on the alt-right. Why? Because communism's good? Are we saying communism are the good guys? No, they're not. Noah Zork for $2. Why is lesbian part of her job title? Well, because that's what Hollywood has done. They cast creators. They do not hire them. They are cast for their talking points and for the boxes that they checked, something Film Threat has covered extensively. ARG, another name for $9.99 regarding the sister roofing thing. Do we know why the headlamp sisters don't talk? No. But apparently that's what inspired this show.
Right.
Was it Britt Cooper? Britt Cooper said that?
No. Leslie Headland said it.
Oh, she did. Okay.
He is estranged from her sister for years. They haven't spoken, and she hopes her sister sees it. This whole part of the series is like reconcile with her sister.
I don't know. Call your sister. Take her out to dinner. No, I'll spend $180 million of somebody else's money to try to reconcile with my sister. I mean, good for you, but Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened?
I don't know. It was some magazine. She talked about it. Like,
okay. Well, I mean, we have the guy from I forgot his name, from Bone Tomahawk. Somebody who worked with it's a That Park Place article from John F. Trent, I believe. And he was saying, hey, I worked with her back in the day and she was based and she's completely changed just to get a job. And yeah, that's something we assume at least half the people working in Hollywood are just going along to get a job. They don't believe in, I don't believe most of the people believe in the shit they say at all, which makes it worse.
That's why somebody's questioning me. Do you believe the stuff you say?
Yes.
I am like an open
We're
book.
not like you. Yes. I actually believe what I say. I'm actually into this stuff. I actually care.
Apparently you don't.
Apparently you don't.
Say. You just repeat things because this is, I have to say this to keep my position, to keep access. So that's why they question other people. So weird.
Anakmamon, abuser of Streamlabs. To be fair, Gary texted, I'm tired of defending you to Shad after he said he loves Twilight. Not true. Not true. Shad can love Twilight all he wants, and I will give him shit for it till the day he dies.
That's fair.
There you go.
Let him do it.
Nicholas Kreiser for $5. AOL used to send everyone free coasters just about every month. I would always microwave them along with your tea. Along with your tea. It's for you, Az. B-Chain 315 for $5. Hail Gary and Gore. Driving around for work, can't stay. We'll watch later. Don't forget to watch it on Nerdrotic Live. That's where the upload will be. Have some cash. Star Wars is dead. Cheers. Thank you.
Yay.
It's been dead for a while. It's been dead. Even the matriarchy, 49% are men talking trash, taking the trash out. Even in a matriarchy, 49% are men taking the trash out. 49%. Philip Butler, thank you for the $1.99. Yanks fan, 84. 84? They weren't even in the World Series in 84. It was the Padres and the Tigers. Tigers beat the shit out of them. But hey, maybe that's when you were born. The power of one, the power of two, the power of Hawktaw. Agreed.
Get that girl on FNT. Let's go.
The Grizzly for $10. Growing up, I'm white, and I had a black neighbor. We were just friends and hung out. Race never even occurred to us when we were kids in the early 2000s. This divisive ideological poison needs to stop, and it's being perpetuated by the media, Silicon Valley, and Hollywood. The power of men.
It's so sad.
It is. No, it's okay. Calling it out is it. You're blaming the messenger. We are just simply observing things. We do not make the rules. We are not gatekeeping anybody. We don't have the power. We don't own these Fortune 500 billion dollar multinational corporations that decided to invite in DEI, which has become a major problem because it's discrimination. You can't fight discrimination with discrimination. Does somebody actually have to say that out loud?
Right.
Something that fucking obvious? But these guys are doing it. And I heard Robert's talked about this before, and he was right. Like this stuff, it was happening naturally. Things it was happening naturally. There was more diversity happening it was authentic, and then it wasn't.
Yes, and there's so many examples of classic movies that just happen to be diverse. Just they're good, great movies.
Yeah. Vic the Stampede for 100 Czechoslovakian pesos. The power of many. Alsort for $4.99. Men talk trash as an evolutionary necessity. If you could take a joke, you can't. If you can't take a joke, you can't have my back when we get conscripted, when shit goes down. If you can't take a joke, there's a lot of other things you can't take. It is, yes, it is a measure of character. You know, you push, and sometimes you push the boundaries too far. You make a your mama joke that goes a little bit too far. But if your friend can handle a bunch of your mama jokes, he good. Good afternoon, gents. Just got here. Gary, for the therapy fun, you all watch him, so I don't have to. Chris, regards to Frank. Hail the fellowship.
Thank you.
Frank's like a separate personality now. This is Skiz Spivak Esquire for $13.99. Thank you. Slick Pete Flash for €5. Saw the Bike Riders last week. So close to being great. Cast great. Music great, etc. But the movie just missed the mark. I wasn't angry, just disappointed.
Yeah, it's flawed. I have issues with it. But it's worth it. Tom Hardy's great. Austin Butler's great. Jodie Comer is really good. It made me want to ride a bike again. But it's something missing. Mm-hmm. And there was one thread I thought was kind of lame, but you got to see it.
I'll wait for streaming on that one.
Yeah, it's worth seeing. It's worth seeing for sure.
Dude, I still have a Lego Battle Droid statue I got for Christmas, almost 30 years ago?
Wow.
A girl at that, Le Gasp, says Anna CZ for 100 Czechoslovakian, Ayana, by the way, sorry, for 100 Czechoslovakian pesos. Yes. Well, you know what? When the prequels came around, that's when there were more women buying action figures. Still not very small percentage, but there were more.
Right.
There were more, for sure. Viking Beach Bum for $5 says, I am Tosk. Shills will use the fight scene in Acolyte episode 5 to give a glowing 10 out of 10, says Black Sheep for $4.99. Already are. And I predicted that on the watch party. I'm like, hey, man, they're seeing the flashy lights. They're like the cat. They're like the cat with the laser pointer on the shower curtain.
Yeah.
Drick's Perspective for $30. Each week feels like we're in a future South Park episode. Debate on the Acolyte suggests criticism equals being unsatisfiable. When did film and TV critique become black and white? Where did we just talk? What happened to? Where did just talking to each other go? When it got super corporate, that's pretty much it.
That's it. When it got corporate, and I can't just anything that gets corporate is just it sucks because it's people that don't know about the thing, like trying to create and even understand the thing. Like the woman, I don't know if you heard, the woman who was the head of all the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel, who was in one of the videos. She's gone at Disney. Mm-hmm. She is gone. But most of the people in those positions don't understand the thing they're marketing. They don't get it. They don't recruit from fans. That's why Star Wars Celebration was way more fun when it was this sort of thrown together event by fans. And now it's just corporate.
Well, yeah. And the woman who signed off on the Galactic Star Cruiser and Galaxy's Edge, still there.
Well, that experience that it was like a bad children's birthday party activities.
Yes. That cost you thousands of dollars.
I would have hated it. I'm so glad I watched the videos about it. It was awful.
And they could have made something so much better. Oh, well.
Ugh.
Drick's Perspective for $30. Thank you. Each week. I already said that one. But that was Drick's Perspective. Thank you. I forgot to mention your name. Sorry. Jeff for $5. I hear that Leslie Judas Cow Foreheadland might be looking for work. She changed agents. I would too after this.
Yeah.
Because it like more than the show, it's a PR nightmare. It's an absolute PR nightmare.
Yeah.
It's hit the zeitgeist. It's not just right-wing media talking about it. It's everybody was talking about it. It's probably going to fade out unless they do something like extraordinarily bad at the end. But this is playing out like the Rings of Power. Like it just didn't fucking stop. Like, you're like, it's going to stop next. Oh no, it ain't stopping.
Did you see the Brett Cooper video where she talks about working with Leslie?
I saw part of it.
Okay. She seems cool. She seems like a cool chick, like she's in that series, which wasn't released the way it was supposed to be. Seems like it would have been great. Like the villains were the people who were like the outsiders, so to speak. And Brett Cooper played a character that was a religious girl who was like victimized. It sounded so good. And
well, that's how the original Heathers was.
Yeah.
The outsiders were the bad guys.
They flipped it. But yeah. Anyways.
Yep. Nick from Echo Base Network. What's up, Nick? For $4.99. That was the best of the worst of the Acolyte. Some decent stuff in this one, but not enough to save the episode or the show. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Give it some thought. Go and look at the plot. The story of what happens in this episode. It's fucking retarded. They had the bad guy dead to rights multiple times, and they just stopped because script said so. Nothing made sense in it.
Shout out to EBN. I was listening to their
Echo Base Network. Hail.
When I was driving home from the Despicable Me 4. They kept me sane. And I hadn't seen the episode yet. So
Matthew Hammond for $2. Velocipaster is better than Disney Star Wars. What the fuck is Velocipaster?
That's a real movie. It's a really good movie. It's a good independent film. It's an exploitation movie. We interviewed the director. We've covered it on our channel.
What's it about?
It's a pastor that turns into a velociraptor. It's dumb, but it's like it'd be covered on Red Letter Media's Best of the Worst.
Okay.
We covered a lot of movies like that. They're just, distraction, fun. You still got to see The Coffee Table, Gary.
I do.
You need to see. Az saw it. By the way, Az took my recommendation, saw it, and was like DMing me the whole time, like giving me the blow by blow. So don't read anything about it.
He's not giving you the blow. That's
yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. So I'll take
That's
it.
a double meaning, by the way. Blue-Eyed Scorpio for $5 says, "Hey, favorite Gary, thank you. House of the Dragon inspired me to rewatch Game of Thrones, which I had not watched a single minute of since the final season, which is how I found you, by the way. Cheers." Well, just yeah, you know when to stop.
Yeah.
You know when to stop. House of the Dragon, it's good. Go watch it. Everett Merrill for $5. The animated character in that was Ash Rendar, the one that started the Star Wars theory defamation. She was the animated avatar in the video we showed. So that's the one who, that's Ash Rendar, the one who started the Star Wars theory defamation. She was a catfish and deleted her ex after the backlash. And she's in, well, a couple of the other people have gone after people too. They're total fucking hypocrites, by the way. Individuals, by the way. Ryan Metcalf, but thanks for pointing that out. That's probably why the video was taken off. These shills visit Lucasfilm, and then theory is targeted. Coincidence? I think not. Ryan, thank you for the £5 British. Not a coincidence. Oh, I doubt Star Wars is happy that he's the biggest Star Wars YouTube. That he's got well over 3 million subs, maybe more.
Is he ever going to be on FNT?
Maybe.
You think?
Yeah.
He's been on Drinker a couple times. Just saying.
Oh, no. Hang on. Oh, there's a lot more.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
There
we go.
No. What? Okay.
No, we're good. I'm just hungry. But I should have.
I am too.
I should have eaten. Well, you can go out, like, while I'm reading, you can go cook something. You can go, like, microwave some tea.
I'll wait. I'm drinking coffee. I'm good.
Microwave some tea. And I'm getting massages.
You're getting massages?
Messages.
Oh. It's not, well, you could book a massage, I guess.
I could. Maybe when I'm in San Diego for Comic-Con.
Do it.
Yep.
Well, we're gonna walk 10 miles a day.
You sent me. Yes, we are.
I DM'd it to you. I DM'd it.
I can't show it, but I can talk about it because I can't share any images right now. So
can I do it?
You could.
Can I? Wait, let me see.
Well, share the image. I mean,
yeah. If where is it?
I'll read one while we're waiting.
Here it is. Am I sharing?
You are. There
Okay.
we go.
There's the meetup info.
There it is. So we're gonna have it's Wednesday, July 24th, 7 p.m. Basic Bar and Pizza, 410 10th Avenue, San Diego, California. So that's at 7. That's preview night. So when does preview night end?
It starts at like 6 and goes to 9.
Goes to 9. So yeah, this will be during preview night. But yeah, Craig's gonna be there. Chris, Alan, Razor Fist. What the fuck? Razor Fist. What?
Whoa.
Gabe El Taib.
I'm going to be late. I just want to say I'll be late. I'll be at preview night. But I'll be there.
Well, just leave preview night. Why do you need to be at preview night? You going to get exclusives?
Maybe I'll get there a little late. I'll be there for sure.
I'll be there at 7.
Okay. Save me a spot.
Well, I'll just go to preview. Like, that's all I ever did is I went to preview night. I don't get exclusives, so I don't give a shit.
Right.
And it's just, other than that, it's just walking around dodging people running to get exclusives. So it's just like saying hi to the boys, going to say hi to some retailers I know. Then I'll ditch out. And 10th is, we could walk from the con to there easily.
Yeah.
Because that's by the ballpark, right? So it's by Petco. It's by Petco.
Yep.
So there you go. I'll be signing at Gabe's table too. I don't know when, but we'll shout that out. We'll have more details on Friday Night Tights. Sideways Stan for $5. Longtime fan of Red Letter Media, but not for a long time. But for a long time, they have been pulling their punches when it comes to culture, and it's making them look disingenuous. Yeah, that's a hard road to travel. If they don't want to get involved with it, then don't bring it up. Just my unsolicited advice to YouTubers who have done way better than I have. So I don't know if they'll listen. Just review the show. Just review it. Don't talk about all the stuff outside of it. Yeah. I mean, there's enough with the show. You do not have to talk about anything outside of it. It is a dumb show.
And their Picard reviews were amazing.
Yeah.
I rarely. The only thing I know about Picard is from watching them review it. And they hated on it so badly. They really exposed how terrible that show was.
But they're still like top tier. I love a lot of stuff that they do. Have a ton of respect for them.
Yeah, I watch every video.
Yep, I do too.
I watch every one of your videos.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, like there's a way to just I mean, I think they wanted to get those clips in because there's so many cringe clips, and I think it was good how they compared it to start. Like they're one of the few people out there who can see the comparisons to Star Trek Discovery, in particular, and Kurtzman Trek, and how it's like it's the same fucking thing, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would just say review Acolyte, but there's not enough. It's really tough to review. Like if I do a review of this episode, which I kind of plan on doing, it'll be very short. Like there's all I have to do is explain the plot and probably not add a lot. And then you're going to go, what the fuck? This is the best episode? Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I love Westworld season 1, but True Detective season 1 was better. I agree, Magnum Norris. Thank you for the 50. I agree. True Detective season 1 is fucking spectacular. Spectacular. We have Shadow saying 737 for $49.99. Howdy, Gary. Have you seen the recent One Piece live action casting? I'm excited to see how they adapt the next arc, and they'll do a certain character as well. I have not seen the casting. I know they are filming right now, and I can't wait for season 2. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Fucking love season 1, man. I've watched season 1 5 times. 5 times, all the way through. Good shit. Negan Jack Napier for $5 says, unlike Grandma Kennedy Palpatine Disney Star Wars, has Feige has learned and making Marvel less woke with R-rated Deadpool 3 and comic accurate costumes? I'm trying to figure out a way to word this. Marvel is aware that they fucked up. And they're trying to turn things around. Here's the problem. They have to turn things around with what they've got. So that is that's a tall task. But as far as all the properties Disney owns, I think, well, we saw Pixar with a sequel, could probably turn things around pretty quick. And I think Marvel, it would take a while, but it's still possible with Marvel. It is not possible with Star Wars at all. At all.
Get ready for Ironheart. I can't wait for Ironheart.
Yeah. And Agatha. Agatha's next. That's coming out later this year. And woo. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Be ready. Oh shit, be ready. Oh. Because you're like, it's just Agatha. Nobody's gonna care. We kind of thought that with Secret Invasion. Like, it'll be fine. Think of something like that. But yeah, there are attempts being made. They have cleaned a little bit of house. But the problem is Tony's dead. Steve Rogers dead.
Yeah.
That's your fucking franchise right there. Black Widow's gone. Hawkeye might come back. Jeremy Renner's injury kind of hurt things a little bit. Doctor Strange never took off. Never became a replacement for Tony Stark, and you need, and Spider-Man. We don't know what Spider-Man's doing, but your top characters, Hulk isn't the Hulk anymore.
Right.
Black Panther, I would say top character, gone, dead.
Yeah.
Captain America dead. Iron Man dead. Thor cucked. What are you left with? So you need to rebuild all of them. You need to bring them back. I say start a clean slate and just recast them. And then keep recasting them for the future. And then you might have a chance.
I mean, Franklin Richards was 3 years old for 20 years.
Oh, and
don't
make a Fantastic Four film where your first introduction into the MCU of the Silver Surfer is a fucking female Silver Surfer. That's fucking retarded.
Ugh.
That's just a bad decision.
So dumb.
If you want to do like a alternate universe one later after you've established Silver Surfer, fine. That's what they did in the comics. But you bring in Norrin Rad. It's just a dumb decision. It's as dumb as bringing in Reed Richards and Doctor Strange mom and popping his head like a zit. Samuel Ayrton for $49.99. Still think y'all should watch Patriot on Amazon. It's truly an oddball sleeper hit and will be a cult classic show. Chris, it's got all the right beats of a good indie film, great satire, dark comedy. Oh, I'll check it out. Patriot. Have you heard of it, Chris? Patriot.
Patriot.
It's a show on Amazon.
I have not heard.
I have not heard of it either, but I'll check it out.
Although I'm caught up on The Boys. It's just disappointing we're not going to get the ending from the comics. It's really disappointing.
Yep.
I mean, it has its moments, but Starlight, that plastic surgery is so obvious. There's a subplot with there's an Antifa group that she's running. They're like billboards with her face on it of her old face. And then she has in the show her new face. It's really bad. It does have its moments, but there's so much bad stuff. The bad is outweighing the good for me, but Frenchie gay out of the blue. I guess was he buying this comics?
Yeah, he was.
They play it like a drama, like a gay, those are the parts with Splinter, that was hilarious. And I like Firecracker. She's awesome. But there's a lot of dumb stuff too.
Yeah, and we're not getting the ending from the comics, which is...
The ending from the comics is so good. You can't do it now.
Nope.
You can't do it. They changed the character. Ugh. So I'm glad next season is the last. So...
anything on Inside Out 2? Kid is bugging me to see it. I can't find anyone I trust to review who reviewed it. Jeremy liked it. Das Woods for $9.99. Yeah.
Alan liked it. I didn't love it. It's like a direct to video sequel like they did in the 90s. It's okay, but it's not super woke or anything like that. They could have they showed restraint.
Mm-hmm.
And if your daughter's of a certain age, it's really good. It's like for that audience. So yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Each Acolyte episode costs more than Godzilla -1. You are right. Dirt is King for $2. You are correct. We did the math because Godzilla -1 actually cost $12 million. So the Acolyte series cost 15 Godzilla -1s. 15. Drew him for $20. Hail, Chris Gore. I believe over the weekend I saw you on an old episode of Shipping Wars. Do you still own the decorations you had delivered? What was the experience like?
I was on an episode of Shipping Wars. They paid me $500.
$500 whole dollars.
$500 to fake receive those items. I was cast as a person who was likely to receive it. It was all fake. It was what they call it. There wasn't a script, but it was produced, meaning they say, okay, do this. I'm like, whatever. That's like something I would buy. Gary, you've been to my place. I don't have room for an Emperor throne room figure and a Han in carbonite. I don't have room. So, yeah, that was all fake. I was paid $500. Reality TV is fake, folks.
It's not real.
Fake. It's not real.
It's not real.
So it was fun. I had a good time. Honestly, it was fun. So
Negan Jack Napier for two Canadian pesos says, will X-Men 97 season 3 get woke without Bo DeMeo? Possibly. And Bo DeMeo did a really good job on that. Gotta say, did a good job on that show. He did. Britt Cormier for $50. Gary, how can the outlaw Josie Wells be your favorite Clint Eastwood movie? Easy. It is. Clearly, his best is the good and the bad and the ugly. Where there are no good guys, just dudes that are less bad. Stop being a hack on Clint Eastwood movies. Just kidding. They're both amazing. Yeah. The reason it's my favorite is it was my first. It's my first dive into Clint Eastwood movies, and I freaking love the quotes in that. And he's got kind of a Punisher origin. But I love good and bad. I love The Man with No Name. I love all Clint Eastwood Westerns. I do. Magnum Norris for $10. Alan and Chris are super good, bro. LOL. John Adams for $2. Oh, go on.
No, nothing. Just we goof around like I say more like brothers. I never had a brother growing up. I had 3 sisters. So, I gave my sisters a lot of shit. So, still do. But yeah, I don't know. But like, I don't know. I just give them shit. Like Ryan and Jeremy are like a gay couple.
They are
married. They are.
They are a gay couple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They are a gay couple.
There you go.
Record player, Riga Planar, 2 minutes for audio file.
Well, thank you for that.
There you go.
People are emailing me and DMing me suggestions. I think I found a decent one, not super cheap, but not expensive. But thank you so much. Thank you for your suggestions.
Matthew Hammond for $19.99. I talked on an X Spaces with Joseph Malaz. Is it Malozzi? Executive producer of Stargate, SG-1, Atlantis, Universe, Dark Matter. He thought the high costs were due to having unexperienced people in charge. He needs to come on the show. That is true. That is true.
Yes. The inexperience, like you look at, like we wanted to have this happen in the story. A spaceship lands, the landing comes out, the people come out of the ship. So just a basic thing that happens. There are cheap ways to do things. The problem is inexperienced filmmakers or people on these shows. They only have the money that will fix that. No, your creativity. You know that a lot of the effects in Oppenheimer were done in camera. I saw on the 4K for Oppenheimer. There's a BTS that shows you a lot of the effects was Chris Nolan like spinning like a light effect in front of the camera, like doing it manually. There's so much like these inexperienced filmmakers that just spend money. It's like the government. Let's solve this problem, spend a lot of money, and get something solved inefficiently. So, yeah, that is absolutely right. So
yep.
Now I gotta pee.
Go pee.
Right back.
Go pee.
I'll be right back.
Health Minister of Belgium for $2. Thank you. Brandon Herrera on FNT soon. Probably like later in the year. We got, he's a busy guy. We want to wait till his election was done, which he damn near won. Which he should have won, but it was great what he did. It was great what he did. Good dude. Love the Unsubscribed podcast. Go check it out. David Smart for $10. Hey, guy. Hey, Gary. Hey, guys and Gary. You're awesome. I wish you visit New York City, a.k.a. Gotham, but I get it. On a brighter note, I got my Comic-Con tickets, and Chris, you look great. I'm glad you are recovering. He does look great, and we'll see you at Comic-Con. Yeah, I can't see me setting foot in New York City ever again, but you never know. Andrew Cram for $5. Sometimes I think Frank and Chris are the same person. So, sometimes I think that too. Buck's Basement for $5. One Piece Season 2 is announcing casting this week. So far, they have the Blackfish, Chris Russell from Game of Thrones. That's awesome in the cast. And Polka Dot Man. The cast is insane. It sounds good. Can't wait. Red Dragon 10 for $4.99. I can't wait to see Disney shills find a way to rationalize the wage gap and the illegal discrimination based on race. Or will it all be crickets? It will be.
Yeah.
Always is.
It's going to be crickets.
Just waiting for the crickets to end. Jeff Atkins for $5. What was the name of the tape Az was talking about yesterday? The tape? Oh, what? The tape not to use? No. For comic books? Scotch tape. Normal Scotch tape. That's what you use on your bags and boards. The reason you use Scotch tape and not the other one, I forgot what it was called, but it's the one you wrap gifts with, is if you accidentally get tape on your comic cover, with Scotch tape, if you very slowly, and I mean like a fucking surgeon, remove it, it will not hurt the cover. The gift tape that Az was talking about will fucking rip it shreds. So it's the tape that's more clear. You want the cloudy looking, regular old Scotch tape. for your bags and boards. Where do you guys see the film industry in 10 years from now? Says Charlie Rose for $5. Contracted.
Yes, shrunk, and using AI for a lot of stuff.
Yep.
And the independent film will be more important. That's what I see.
I agree. Streaming isn't going away, so the Prestige series will be around. I think Hollywood is desperately trying to figure out a way to bring it back to sitcom, because they're cheap. A lot more reality content because that stuff is still making bank, like absolute bank. Like you Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, like that show fucking makes money, hand over fist. So like a lot of stuff like that you'll see. But they're up against very stiff competition themselves, older Hollywood. You now have access to all these catalogs if you want to get all these streaming services, and YouTube, social media, live sports, that stuff will always be around. But as far as like scripted film, they need to find a way to make it more efficient. It's gotten out of control.
The process has been compromised by multiple grifts, and Hollywood has not pushed back. Yep. Until Hollywood pushes back from the grifts. You saw what I sent you from the WGA.
Yes.
Half the industry isn't working.
Yep.
And they're focused not on like, hey, how do you get through this dry spell? Hey, like, what do you do? Like, they're focused on, well, you saw the thing I sent you.
Yes. They're focused on bullshit.
Bullshit.
They're
Yeah.
The Titanic is sinking, and they're focused on the dinner menu, right? Like the stupid shit, or the protocols for the like HR protocols if they had them back then. Like they're focused on all the wrong shit, and they got everything they got their demands. There's just fewer people to receive the things that they asked for. Does that make sense? The strike gave them what they wanted. There's just fewer people getting it now because they all got fired or quietly not rehired, because there's a lot of contract workers in Hollywood who are now unemployed. And there's a lot of people thinking about getting day jobs. They're getting the Uber Eats, Uber. They're driving Uber. We have people writing your TV shows driving Uber because of what they put out. They put out a bunch of shit. So they thought what they saw was, they looked at the bottom line. They didn't even look at the bottom line. They looked at what was being spent, not what was being made. They saw what was being spent, and they go, this must be great times in Hollywood. Let's ask for the world. Unfortunately, they didn't look at what was being made, and as far as profit, and they fucked themselves, man. Larry Conch says, Velocipaster sounds like a better script than the Acolyte. Hail, Gary and Chris. It does. Thank you very much. Jack Napier, Negan Jack Napier for $5. What do you guys think the Superman suit, Mr. Terrific images? Why is Superman being arrested, just like in the Snyder film? Will James Gunn film a Superman teaser for San Diego Comic-Con? He said he's not even going to be there.
Yeah,
they're not even going to be there.
It's too soon. He's in production. I mean, they could do a surprise with like a 30-second trailer with like the logo or something, but who cares? Stuff is leaking. I saw the Clark Kent. Did you see that, Gary?
I did. I saw Hassan Piker Clark Kent. Yes.
Yeah. I think it's kind of funny.
It's a different haircut.
The lame hair.
Yeah.
Perm. Like, I don't know. I kind of like it. It looks very comic bookish. I'm liking the bright colors.
People are shitting on the costume, and I don't think it looks good. I like the colors. I hate the collar. Mm-hmm. I hate the puffiness. I hate the fucking lines. Like, this is such an easy costume to do, and they totally overthink it. And will it be fixed in post? Probably, but it's not looking good. Lois Lane looked good. I think everybody else looks fine. But Mr. Terrific looked. I mean, that's what the costume looks like. So we'll wait and see. But it's that costume is not looking good right now. But that could change.
Yeah, the only thing I think if James Gunn gets in his own way, that's a problem because like he tends to get really self-indulgent where the movie has like 2 and 3 third acts. We are like, oh my God, come on. You know?
Yep. We'll see. I was watching before Acolyte started, I watched like 2/3 of Deadpool 2, which I haven't seen in years, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not as good as the first one, but it's pretty good. I forgot how many shots they take at Marvel in that they just take, dude, and at the Snyder cut. It was so funny.
Right.
But yeah. That kid though annoys the shit out of me. We got Hemler Clavis, for 818. Here is some nerdy love, Nerdrotic. The cost of this super chat is a mix of a great Star Wars message as well as pie. Like pie? Are you throwing math at me, Hemlar? Don't do that. It hurts. But thank you. Asab for 5 Martian pesos. So Gary and Frank, did you watch Logan the Wolf fan-made short film? I want to hear your reaction. I have not seen it.
Same. I haven't seen it.
I will though. We'll watch it by next week. Who is hotter? Jadzia Dax or Major Kira? Dax. Viking Beach Bum for $2. Negan Jack Napier for $2. Feige confirmed MCU Fantastic Four set on another universe. Yes, it is set in another universe. It absolutely is set in another universe. Another universe and in the 60s. Chris for $4.99. The only hope for Star Wars would be to write off everything since 2012, then clean house at Lucasfilm. You'd have to clean house at Disney too, but yeah.
Yeah. It's a culture thing. It's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't think it'll change.
Kathleen Kennedy has created a poisonous culture. Absolutely poisonous. The Fearless 01 for $5. Have either of you seen Jar Jar Studios? If you only knew the power of many, instant comedy gold. We will watch it next time. We're running out of time tonight. Sorry. This afternoon. Simon Ho for 5 Canadian pesos. Hey, Leslie, looking for work? I heard Dr. Disrespect is looking for a new personal assistant. Oof. Andrew Cram for $5. Did you guys think we still have a cinema? We'll still have theaters in 10 years? Yes.
Yeah, I think so. It'll evolve.
They might get smaller. I don't know how many big megaplexes you'll have, but yes, I think we will. Sauron's wig versus May's new haircut. Which is better? Which is a better disguise? Oh, obviously Sauron's wig. Piston, thank you for the €2. The White Snake for $10. Any opinions on Horizon, an American Saga? Thought about going to see it this weekend. Thank you. I'm going to go for sure. I want to see what Kevin Costner sacrificed the final half season of one of the biggest hit shows in the last 20 years for. Hope it's fucking good. I want to see a good Western too, like straight up.
I have tickets for tomorrow. So I'm seeing Horizon at 3:00. It's 3 hours, right? I get out of the screening and the debate is on. The debate.
Oh, I'm going to fucking skip the debate and probably go see it. I have to work on a video, but yeah.
So I'm watching the debate. Then I'm seeing the new Quiet Place. I literally timed it out. I'm doing all that tomorrow.
I am definitely going to see Horizon before Friday Night Tights. So
nice
3-hour movie, but I want to see a good Western. I do.
Oh, I heard some great things about it.
Really?
Like, yeah. Some really I can't wait.
Subhuman 84 for $5. Who's the better captain, Cisco from DS9 or Sheridan from Babylon 5? Cisco.
Yeah, Cisco. That's easy.
Because he's in the whole series. Sheridan is not. But Sheridan's great. We love Sheridan. Luke Harmon for $5. I don't want to hear Whales Dead. I want to hear Whales Dead. Maybe my favorite movie of all time. You got to pull the pistols or whistle Dixie. Yep. A buzzard's got to eat. Buzzard's got to eat. Endeavor to persevere. Endeavor to persevere. Joseph Malazzi is talking to his agent, and I believe he told him to survive until 25. We've heard that. Chris?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Survive until 25. They are not accepting scripts or show pitches. They are not. Not right now. There's no, like, barely any pilots are being made at all. And the pilot's dead. Like, they're going to stop making the pilot, which not a good decision at all. And this is the last one of the day. Hi, guys. Did you watch the Red Letter Media review of The Acolyte? Yes, I did. What's your impressions of it? Sorry if you talked about it already. I just joined. Peter, I can't pronounce your last name. Sorry. For $29.99 PLNs, Martian pesos. We did discuss it earlier. You could go back and check it. I think they always make good stuff, but they spent an hour trying to distance themselves from both sides of the culture war.
And then reviewed the show.
Which
they should just review the show and let the cards fall where they may.
Yes.
But Theory had a great, I know we're trying to wrap up. Theory had a really good tweet recently where he said that why are people so like you're trying to assign a political affiliation with whether you like or dislike a TV show. It's nonsense. All of that is nonsense. It's just a bad show. And if you like it, that's perfectly okay. Like I'm not going to go after anyone for liking it.
No.
So there you go.
Again, I would trust your recommendation, but I'm not going to go over. What the hell? Oh, sorry. I was just looking at something. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go after you. You like what you like, but I'm going to not like and like whatever the fuck I want. And I'm not going to worry about what people say. I'm sitting in front of, this isn't a green screen. I am sitting in front of a bunch of action figures, and this is just a small piece of a giant room filled with them. I'm 54. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I do like this stuff. And it's great when we occasionally get something good. It's fantastic. But I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, well, shit. Leslie Headland said we had it all wrong about the lesbian space witches. Fucking, I sit corrected. Acolyte's good. No, fuck, it's shit. It's absolute shit. All right, Chris, what do you got coming up?
Hollywood on the Rocks with Alan Ng, and I'm gonna go hard on Alan. I'm going hard on Alan. I have no idea what he thinks of episode 5, but so we're doing that in 1 hour. So go over to Film Threat and hang out with us.
Will do. All right. And I'm going to work on a video. Friday Night Tights, we got The Critical Drinker. I'm going to go see Horizon.
Yeah.
That's what I got coming up in the next 3 days. So thanks, everyone. Thanks to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on. We're glad to be back. We'll be back next week for sure. Thanks to all the lurkers and everyone who participated in the chat. We really appreciate you. Don't forget that you can either hang on to this link, it will be unlisted, or we re-upload this on Nerdrotic Live. And you can watch the whole thing, including the bonus feature where we had to stop because my sound was down too far. And you can watch it there, or you can listen to it on all your favorite podcast places like Audible and Spotify and whatever fucking Apple Music is called these days. And thanks again. Catch you later.